about whether or not we want to switch, like maybe alternate our Legacy with Modern, or maybe once every third week or something like that. So here are the gentlemen in that we mentioned earlier.
In the wrong seats.
Yeah.
Oh, no. No, I'm not going to tell them that.
It'd be like, can you guys just shift?
Well, wait until you change the names around.
So thanks for joining us here. Top 8 action, quarterfinal matchup from Friday Night Magic here. This 5-round standard tournament from Lost Legion Games and Comics in South Charleston, West Virginia. Let's talk about the 2 competitors we have in front of us.
My playtest partner. Several opportunities to playtest this week with him, with the 4-color control deck. We playtested absolutely none. One day we came down here and played Commander. Well, I came down here and played Commander.
I was here for that.
The day we played Legacy.
I actually came here to playtest Standard with you guys, and when I got here, there was a 6-player Commander game going on.
Yep, we are committed to this tournament we're going to.
Garrett mentioning again that there's a small contingent of players going to a Star City Games Invitational qualifier tomorrow down in Roanoke. So everyone has been tuning, and that's why a lot of people were playtesting tonight and not commentating, because they wanted to put the final touches.
The deck actually works. See if cards are
So
good.
Maxx is going to said tournament. He is playing a homebrew 4-color control deck with Super Friends style action in there. I know he's playing one of Gisela. I know he's playing one of Nicole Bolas. He's playing Gilded Lotus, which I like to see in these control decks. And then all your usual sweepers and whatnot. He did win the die roll, very important.
Turn 1 Glacial Fortress, not a strong... With the shock lands in play, you can really see how strong your opponent's mana base is by what their turn 1 land drop is. It's something that I've been really keying in on. You said turn 1 Glacial Fortress, you can tell that your opponent kept a weak land.
Yeah, Maxx is and the one of Swamp in his deck.
Did that shock land come into play at that?
Yeah, there's a Drowned Catacomb.
Oh, okay.
And we see an end of turn Selesnya Charm from Nick. I imagine Maxx is going to leave up any potential counter magic he has to kit the Rancors, but I don't think Maxx is playing counter magic. Is that correct?
Maxx has no counter magic in the main board.
Yep.
Don't tell anybody.
I know. That's a juke. That's an old move that I think 1999 was the first time I saw somebody in a Pro Tour do that, play a mono blue deck with no counter spells, because your opponent just plays around counter spell the whole game.
As we see a knight come flying in from the side.
Yeah.
Thalia comes down. That's going to wreck Max's party.
Yeah. Thalia is the worst card against these control decks.
As we see him try to resolve the Selesnya Charm, and
Cheater sends.
Thalia says no. The deck with Selesnya Charms and Rancors in it really gets caught off guard by its own Thalia. More often than not, really sucks paying 2 for your Rancors.
No, but you can't afford to not play it.
Right, I mean, I'm assuming that his deck is at least 30 creatures. At least 30 creatures. Would not surprise me if there were, mid-30 numbers.
I think the only non-creature spells he has is Rancors and Charms.
That would not surprise me. Selesnya Charm.
He still didn't pay enough, but he could.
Right.
And he figured that out too. Oh, this is not 1-1. This is 0-0. I apologize.
You see Nick run into a slew of lands 3 turns in a row.
No, but he's 2 turns away from winning the game.
Is that
One
a
turn
Wolf
away.
again?
1 turn away from winning the game.
Is that a Wolf Eater Silverheart?
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. Hate that card. You know what happens whenever a Wolf Eater Silverheart so bonds with its Wolf Eater Silverheart? They become 12/12s. How's that for 5 mana? Maxx Sphinx's Revelation for 2?
Yeah, my phone is my iPod has died. So Nick wins a quick one there.
Sideboard should favor Maxx more.
Yeah. When you talking about, since you're familiar with this deck, you talking about sideboard playing while I go find a way.
Well, I'm not familiar with either deck, but I can speak from months and months of Humans experience.
Okay.
The Green-White Humans deck, whenever you're playing an aggressive deck like this, even though it has resiliency through Rancor, even though it has flash spells, I don't know if he's running any Wolfear Avengers or Yevas, but he still has the Selesnya Charm. It is still just ways to dodge sorcery speed removal. Even still, your sideboard plan against control is never good. Like, there is nothing that a green-white humans deck can do that is good against an aggro deck. A lot of times I will fake sideboard, put in 5 cards, take out the exact same 5 cards, because anything that you do to your deck just slows it down. You side in Oblivion Rings, you side in, Guruk Relentless, something like that. Yes, it does give you more resiliency, it does give you more ways to interact with your opponent, but it just slows you down at the end of the day. Whereas the control deck can shrink, air quote, shrink the deck. Side in things like Unsummons, more Azorius Charms, maybe even a Selesnya Charm. I don't know what Maxx has in the sideboard. I'm assuming that there are at least 5 cards that he could bring in that makes the deck smaller, makes the deck more able to handle early threats like that. But yeah, there's just nothing that you can sideboard as a human's deck against control. You pray for no sweepers. You try to play around it as best as you can. But at the end of the day, you're still just fighting an uphill battle in games 2 and 3. And you're hoping that your opponent does not have the cards to beat you more than, having cards to interact with them.
Now, we have some questions over here about the green-white human deck in turn. Have you tested Kibler's List? Are you still on
Yes, I have. I actually have Kibler's List built this week, and tested it, and I really like it. The Yeva, the Wolfear Avenger, Football Tracker is very, very good. In a creature-heavy format, I don't know how much he was expecting the burn deck to come down there, but one of the big enemies of a green-white humans deck is Falconwrath Noble, which you can, Falconwrath Noble.
Yeah.
Stormcroak Noble, which can't be blocked by humans, but still can be fought by humans. Kibler's List is very strong. Dodges a lot of sorcery speed removal, which is the bane of a human's deck. Board sweepers, in a format where Terminus is legal, it's kind of silly to say that, but at the same time, if you can dodge Wrath effects as an aggro deck, it's very, very good. His deck, the Kibler List really just preys upon other creature decks. It's not so much designed to be like a Bane control deck. But
people were saying, how do you feel about not playing Rancor?
In this matchup, specifically?
I'm not sure. Yeah, can we get a little clarification from the chat here to see what exactly you guys are talking about? Because, Kibler's deck has the Rancors in it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, are you saying personally for your deck, or you're wondering if he should pull them out in this matchup, or?
Either way, one of the biggest weapons that a aggro deck has against a control deck is, Kibler's List. One of the biggest weapons that an aggro deck has against a control deck is recurring threats. Before rotation, it was Sword of War and Peace. After rotation, it's Rancor. Even before rotation, it was Rancor, once Rancor was legal. Just because it doesn't matter how many creatures you now play, all you have to do is play this card. All you have to do is play this Sword of War and Peace, this Rancor. Yeah. Switch in and out. So yeah, I would not shun away from a Rancor. You don't have to run 4. Running as little as 2 is acceptable. Just depends on what kind of metagame you're looking at here. Yeah, Lingering Souls is a good point.
Make sure you mention
one of the strongest cards in the format is Lingering Souls. Rancor does beat that card quite handily, as 1 toughness creatures are pretty useless against it. If you don't run Rancors, you're going to get Lingering Souls out, you're going to get Chump Blocks from Snapcaster Mages, and there's nothing you can do about it. There's no humans that have Trample, except for Thraben Sentry. Don't ask me why I know that, but yeah, there's no other way around Chump Blockers, which, if you let a control deck just Chump Block you and then set it into a board sweep, you've already lost it.
So what's going on here? Maxx he landed a Lantern on 3, and he just alchemied for his 6th land, or his 5th land.
Maxx is looking pretty good in this game.
Well, if he can untap and verdict this away, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Down to 12.
Is that a mayor on the bottom?
Exiled?
No. In play.
No, it's a champion and then a Silverblade Paladin.
Ah.
And he's alchemying again, so we see a Detention Sphere, and he's picking the Verdict. And once again, I apologize for the glare, as graveyards do matter, but we'll fix it for next week. Verdict seems good. More important, is Maxx have a land here? Is he going to negate? Oh, is Maxx not able to cast that? Yeah, he can, because he has a lantern now. He can cast whatever he wants.
Yeah.
Gotta love lantern. I jammed it in my cube. Think once. There's a 7th land. Nick rocking hard to some jams. Looks like a Terminus. Nope, Staff of Nin. Killing the Absence Pilgrim.
Staff of Nin, underplayed card, but...
How many Celestial Charms does he have? Good grief.
I think he runs the playset of 7.
Hey! Surprise night!
Karate Kick comes in. Swinging from the rafters.
So drops Maxx to 6.
He's going to have to find an answer.
Well, he has 8 mana.
Is Bolus an answer? No, Supreme Verdict's an answer.
Did he draw 2 cards?
I'm sure he did.
Maxx is very technically proficient. You see a Gather and another land in Nick's hand?
Gather will not be long for this world. Look at that. That must be a Jordan Peck deal.
I don't know who that is, actually. Normally that's Joe Lewis.
There is obviously a token machine.
No, it's Alec. It's Alec Myers.
At the ready to feed the machine, to feed the monster.
So Staff of Nin taking over this game. Is that a Pithing Needle? Or that's the Elixir? That's Elixir?
Elixir seems pretty good here. Maxx is slowly making a game out of this.
What did he... Okay. Sphinx is 4...
So do y'all want to talk about Modern now?
4?
No, we can talk about the Legacy events now.
Well, he's got to find a way to win this game. Gisela. No, 8.
Nicol Bolas.
Is this a
Nicol
good card?
Bolas. Ladies and gentlemen,
Destroy this land?
now making his first appearance of the night. You loved him in the Lara block. He's back from Horse Nicol Bolas. It's late,
Nicol
guys.
Bolas, Staff of Nin.
How do you come back from this?
Let's see, does this
Ooh,
do it?
gather the townsfolk. Now Maxx is in a pickle.
Does this do it?
Well, I got no.
With a mayor. In response to mayor, he's going to shoot one of the tokens.
Yeah.
Or no, he's just going to shoot the mayor.
Yeah, he's going to think once.
Untap, draw 2.
God, he's going to ultimate Nicol Bolas. Every week, Maxx gets that freaking play of the week because he just constantly ultimates Planeswalker.
He's always ultimating that Bolas.
Mm-hmm. Question in the chat whether or not Nick mainboards O-rings. He does not. He has one in his sideboard because we did talk to Nick in round 2, I think it was, or round 3.
3.
And Maxx scoops?
Remind him that he has to draw Staff of Nin. I don't think he was doing it.
No, he was drawn 2.
Okay, so
He was just short.
take that, the chat. He was doing it. Maxx, I would say you can argue about best player all you want. But I would say that Maxx, of all the people that play in the store, Maxx...
Garrett Meadows aside.
Garrett Meadows aside, I would say Maxx is easily the most battle-tested. Maxx has been playing for a long time. He's played a lot of high-level events.
I've been playing since February.
Well, I mean, you do have that going for you. Maxx has been playing since, I think, the dawn of time, so...
Dawn of time, pretty long.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I believe chat member Diablo 3 is awesome. Has the quote of the night.
Yeah.
Bolas makes everyone scoop.
Green-white humans, I would go back to absolutely de-sideboarded this game.
You just want to be as aggressive as possible.
You want nothing in your deck that is not trying to kill your opponent.
I would leave in the 1 O-ring.
I would not.
And that's where we differ. O-ring can hit Lantern.
I haven't seen a Sublime Archangel, but I have seen a Mayor turn 2 Mayor, and I mean, he's on the play. He's on the play against a guy that can't bring half his lands into play untapped without paying 2 life. I mean, this does not look good for Maxx. I'm calling dead right here. Prediction from the Peanut Gallery.
What?
have going on here?
And the room goes quiet as we watch him type.
We're the only ones that can see him typing.
Yeah.
Check out Zach Sells Magic on Twitter to see what we were just talking about, see what we were just in awe over.
You can also occasionally, if you follow me on Twitter, see fun pics of my dogs.
How's that new dog doing? Let's
My
talk
new
about that.
dog, my new dog, while they are drawing here, got a new dog a couple weeks ago.
Alright, game's back on this enough.
Dang it. I wanted to name it Boba Fett, but it's a girl.
No.
Dang it.
What about Fete?
Also like Tugboat, but that's a girl. That's a boy name too.
Yeah.
All right,
I
so
don't think that's a boy name. I think that's
both
a boat.
players
I think that's
keep-
a boat name.
both players keeping 7 here. We see a turn 2 Thalia, very good against Max's deck.
Nice.
Do we have a Silverblade Paladin? That's the question.
We have a Rancor.
We have a Mare.
Yeah.
Attack for 3.
This is going to tax Max really hard. He's going to have to play something here to keep this Mare from flipping. If this Mare flips up, now if Nick is smart, he will not play any other card in his hand except for lands. He does not need to run anything else out now. We're going to swing for 3. We're going to keep Thalia safe from Azorius Charm.
It's a pretty good move there. Not attacking
Well,
with...
if he Azorius Charms, Max can untap and Supreme Verdict.
Is that another Mare?
We got another Mare.
Max is playing...
Did we miss the Wolf Trigger? Nope.
We're just waiting for the off-camera...
Wolf to swing in from the rafters.
But we do see a lantern.
This is actually not going to help because
But he can't kill him here, can he?
the Flip Mare does buff the Unflip Mare and the Wolf token. This is going to be a lot of damage. Let's see. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, just from the green cards. 10 if Thalia comes along with them. Max is...
Well, Thalia should come, because there's no way Max can respond.
Well, he could,
He
take
could,
2 life and gut shot.
he could gut shot.
So, 10 here.
Drops down to 4.
In here, and we are able to cast Supreme Verdict next turn.
Naming Supreme Verdict. There is Supreme Verdict. But he can't cast it, right?
I can only assume that was named Supreme Verdict.
Yep,
Well.
there it is. There's a
I'm
handshake.
going to go get confirmation real fast just so the chat doesn't...
No, he's showing him 2 copies of it. Well, that was pretty brutal.
Well, that's
Supreme Verdict.
Good grief.
Wow.
This is the best Nevermore in the history of mankind.
yeah.
That's that may be highlight of the week, actually.
I
Oh
feel
my.
good now after watching
Goodness
this
gracious.
masterful green-white humans play. Did not
Well.
attack with the Thalia into Azorius Charm.
Well played.
Did not overextend with the Mayor.
Well played by Nick Reid. He very deservingly moves to the top 4. Let's see if I can go out there and find somebody to slot under.
You want to play, Zach? I'm a lazy
No, I don't want to play. I want to get some more hot magic. We had some good matches.
We can run out there with our standard decks and you can beat me quickly.
I mean, have you all ever seen this card called Sphinx's Revelation out here? It's pretty exciting to watch on camera.
Yeah.
Dirtle, and then Dirtle, and then once I draw cards, I can Dirtle some more. It's like we're replaying this match here. Oh no, we're going to do separate. Let's see. Twice now, Nevermore. Yeah, Nevermore is actually a common card in Green White Human sideboards. The Nevermore was quite epic.
Yeah.
Even with Terminus around. I'm pretty sure that relying on the top of the deck there wasn't the plan. So that's Zach Villalon.
Yeah, they're talking about.
I don't want to try to pronounce Zach's last name.
Yeah, it's complicated, but they were talking about. Yeah, he did play Battle of Wits here one Friday night. So.
He always brings down. I remember pre-rotation he did blue-white blink flashy venture type deck.
Yeah, I played against him one week and he was playing red-black Curses deck.
I got a new one.
Got a new one?
On the left, we're going to have Jonathan Wright.
Alright.
Playing playing junk tokens.
With a red-white playmat?
Well, he's game day champion. Make sure you mention that to his brother Scotty Wright. Scotty Wright, your game day loser.
I was game day champion.
Congratulations.
Once.
I don't know if I've ever won anything that mattered.
This didn't matter. This was a 7-player game day. This was the Sunday game day down at Lost Legion, and I asked Maxx if he wanted to split the playmat, and he said no, so I had to take it from him.
Well, it's our good friend Troy King and his Jund the Lingering Souls deck making yet another appearance. I want to
call this a Jund the Lingering Souls deck.
You're leaving on that note.
No, actually, Maxx was my last person that I had playing, writing my cards.
Well, thanks for your help on commentary, Garrett.
No problem.
Best of luck to you and everyone else going tomorrow. Feel free to post updates in the Facebook page as you inevitably crush that event.
As I inevitably crush, like, the snack bar after I go O2 drop.
Yeah. If we didn't have to leave at 6 in the morning, I would just go just to hang out.
Yeah.
But,
that's pretty much what I'm doing.
Well, but in all seriousness, safe travels tomorrow and have a good tournament. Hope you have a good time.
Is my check going to be in the mail?
Yes. When mine gets here, I'll cut you in too.
Yeah.
So. All right. See you later, Garrett. Thanks to Garrett Meadows for joining us on commentary for multiple rounds. I don't know who won. This is game 2. Who won? Jonathan. Who won game 1? Okay. Troy King. Up a game. This deck from Troy. Now again, Troy doesn't get to play here much anymore because he is in college in Columbus, Ohio. Goes to Capital over there. But in for last week and in for this week. And first of all, I very much appreciate the fact that he's gone from never playing on camera in his life to playing 3 times in one night. It's not. And here's the thing. Obviously, this is just this is not a big deal. It's very casual here. This is a pretty good. We're very fortunate. There's a pretty good group of players that play here at the shop. But still, you're getting jammed under a microscope, not once, not twice, but 3 times.
Yeah.
So I appreciate Troy being willing to do that. More importantly, his deck is pretty awesome here. Has a lot of tempo and a lot of reach.
Well, has there ever been a deck that has been called Jund in any part of its name that didn't
that didn't have infinite card advantage and just crush the meta game? The answer to that is no.
Yeah.
To answer your question briefly. So we got junk, tokens versus Jund Souls.
Looks like Grand Prix Taipei is underway.
726 players?
Yeah.
I did see an interesting series of tweets from pro player Martin Yuza, who was debating whether or not to go to Taipei or come to the San Antonio.
Oh.
And I just think Martin Yuza lives a very interesting life, where he's just deciding on a Wednesday if he's flying to Taipei or to San Antonio.
Yeah.
I know Magic players don't really make the best. First of all, only a few pro players actually net a livable profit.
Yeah.
And of those, they don't necessarily make a huge living. But the fact that what they do get to do is they get to travel the world for very cheap, and then it's just a fun lifestyle. So do it while you can,
Yeah, basically.
Seems very cool. Well, he chose Taipei, so it's limited. Martin Yuza is a 40 card player.
Yeah.
Even though he just won a standard event.
Standard. Where was that one?
That was in Bochum.
Yeah.
Is that Belgium?
Yeah, so see, the Taipei trip's a little bit shorter than the San Antonio trip, so can't really blame him for that. And, of course, we also have Austin going on this weekend, like you mentioned. It's standard. I'm sure we'll see, as we've seen the pros play more and more standard now, we're starting to get a few more decks creeping into the metagame, like the Crater Hoof Behemoth deck that kind of poked its...
And Grand Prix Charleston, you saw Rakdos Zombies deck win, which I think everybody talks about Thragtusk and how it's dominating the format, and it is. Yeah. But you can still beat down. you can still beat down. So, back to the action here. Dueling, tapped. Come in. As we're joined by top 4 participant Nick Reid. That was the best Nevermore I've ever seen, Nick.
Yeah, that's pretty lucky.
It was lucky. It was the kind of the nut hand there.
Indeed.
But
I had 3 mayors, which was pretty nice.
yeah, well, the Fountain is what won you the game, ironically,
Yeah.
because he would have verdicted before it mattered.
Oh, yeah.
But okay, so turn 3 Centaur Healer, which is obviously a sideboard card. Single shot mortars takes it down. That is one thing that I have to in my own, like, I don't play standard, but I play in the cube with my cube and whatnot. I have a tendency to want to always overload those cards, and so I play them for the overload, or I set my game up like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to burn something out. You just got to bounce something with Rift. Borderland Ranger follow-up. He's going to kill Jonathan with his Rakdos return. I love that card. A Huntmaster? No, it's a Garrick. He is playing both of them. So they'll make a wolf here. A wolf token. Pass the turn back. As you can see, we are low-teching the life totals.
Yeah.
I apparently forgot to plug in my iPod Touch, and it ran out of battery.
I have a iPod, if you want to.
Yeah, you feel free to jam it out there.
Alright.
It's no big deal. It's up to you, yeah. It would be easier. I will admit that.
Yeah, definitely at this point.
And there's Lingering Souls. I would assume... So he's not flashing it back, which means he has a Selesnya Charm? Does that seem correct?
Yeah, I mean, that seems like the right thing.
Because he, for whatever reason, tapped his Black Source, so he couldn't even do it if he wanted to.
Yeah.
But he does have Selesnya Charm on the front. Maybe he's trying to flash in the Knight so that he can take out the Garrick? Or wouldn't you just ping the other thing with the Garrick now? But if he does that, he's going to Charm in response and kill the Garrick.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what happened. I think if Troy had thought about that one, he could have put that together. If I could put it together,
Yeah.
then a top 8 competitor could have.
Oh, I'm sure.
But, See, now the Centaur Healer come down. Push Jonathan up to 26. And now we see the back half of the Lingering Souls. So quite a presence here. 6 land and another Mortars from Troy would be really good. He's got pretty much perfect mana over there. The mana bases in these things. That's a Thrag Tusk. Whoop, pump fake. I'm going to have a tough time picking Highlight of the Week between Nevermore, Increasing Confusion for the win, Nicole Bolas Ultimate. But I do have Scotty Wright's Lowlight of the Week, right?
Yeah. Did you ask him if that Supreme Verdict tapped for both, or...
We were mentioning earlier on, Scotty Wright tried to play the Supreme Verdict as a land.
Yeah.
So Thrag Tusk going to trade with the Centaur Healer there, but flashes in. Oh, I'm sorry, it's a 23. And I apologize again. The wheels are kind of falling off here a little bit logistically as all of our electronics have died.
While we're sitting here watching this match, we got some questions pouring in from the chat asking us what kind of standard decks we play. Now, you're not a regular standard player, and I only play standard for kicks, basically. Like, every time I come in here with a different deck because
I have not played Standard in a long time, but the last Standard deck that I played was Red Deck Wins, and during Zendikar when I played Standard heavily, it was all goblins all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, I was a Junk Walkers deck before rotation for a while, but I also, there towards the end of rotation, I came in here for 4 straight weeks of 4 different decks. So.
You did, and you played with them on camera most weeks.
Yeah.
And unfortunately lost on camera most of the
Yeah,
time.
yeah, I have the camera curse, as I like to call it now.
Oh, and we see the first appearance of Michael Taylor's custom poop tokens.
Ah. Well.
So, that's happening.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. I mean, Jonathan has an overwhelming board state, but he's not really put any pressure on. With the Thragtusk, Troy is still at 19 with multiple cards in hand. He's tapping a lot. 7. Just Rakdos for value there. Down to 26, I guess. So Rakdos for 5. It's unusual to see Rakdos return in the main. I'm wondering if a Devil's Play would be better in that spot.
Yeah, see, I'm not a big fan of Rakdos Return, because, I played when the real card called Lightning was around, so the value doesn't quite seem there,
Well, it's tough to compare.
It is kind of tough to compare them, but, that was the first comparison anyone ever made. Oh, it's a slower Lightning.
We could also compare Frights to Legacy Reanimator.
Yeah. Well,
Oblivion Ring comes down. Unfortunately, I don't think it's... I think it might be a little too late. He can take out one of the tokens, because they have been Gavinied. But I don't think he can survive... Yeah, no, he can't, because he can't survive the attack back. Well, he can, but Olivia will die. He can double ping one of the tokens. Oh no, he can't. I keep forgetting that Olivia gains counters when you ping it. So he has a 5/5 Olivia, right? She's a 3/3 base.
Yep.
So Jonathan has a 2/2 Spirit token, a 6/4 Thragtusk. So taking 6, drops down to 3. No activation on the township, seems probably unnecessary if he wants to add to his board state. Now, Jonathan realizing that Troy does have enough mana to ping and steal the Thragtusk now.
Yeah.
Let me see, Lingering Souls. So a thinker here. Oh, he cast the front and the back half of Lingering Souls. So he can 1, 2, 3, 4. He can machine gun all the tokens, right?
Yeah.
And make a 9/9 Olivia? Isn't that what you do?
Yeah, it looks to be what's happening, yeah.
But you have to play the souls out there in that spot, because if you don't, you lose your Thragtusk.
No.
Now, if he untaps with like an O-Ring or a Selesnya Charm, he just wins, right? What was that? What was it?
He won't show us. He's going to keep us...
One's an Avacyn Pilgrim promo. And one is a land, I think. I think an Isolated Chapel. Okay, so this one may be over now. Don't tap mana. Do it on his turn. Do it on his turn. I don't like that. Now you have to attack with Olivia, right? He gets the counter, right?
Yeah.
He figured it out. I was about ready to run out there and tell him just to avoid any controversy, but Luckily,
Yeah, we don't want the chat blowing up on us again.
So he has a 10-10 Olivia, and he's down to a 2-turn clock. Pretty impressive comeback. Olivia's one of my favorite cards in Standard.
Yeah, vastly underplayed during her first year in Standard, unless your name was Petra Chapin. But
well, also because there was a certain set of cards called Titans. And,
yes, that is very true.
Yeah, I think the interaction here is trying to figure out who gets the Beast token.
Oh.
If you kill Thragtusk, I believe Troy gets the Beast token because it's on his.
Yeah.
Because it's a leave the battlefield and it leaves the battlefield under his control.
Yeah.
And it does not say owner. It says you get it. So that means a controller. Mm-hmm. Yep. And the chat agrees. So I feel somewhat proud of myself for getting halfway close to the correct. So Deathrite Shaman on board, also pretty crucial, because he can either gain life as needed, or ultimate price on a Thragtusk. 2, 3. So I think he's thinking about it. I think the play he's thinking about here is whether he's going to ping the Thragtusk in response to pump up Olivia. He's going to do it twice. So he's going to take 13 down to 3, correct?
Yep.
With an active Deathrite Shaman. So his life total is effectively 5 if he needs it to be, and Jonathan's is wow.
There's your handshake.
I feel like a fanboy or whatever, but that was a pretty... I'll tell you what, one thing that happens when you get 43 people at your FNM is you get some good rounds of Magic, and we have not been short of those tonight, from increasing confusions for the win, Nicole Bolas making an appearance, the best Nevermore we may have seen in the history of the stream.
Yeah.
And Olivia just taking over that game, so congratulations to Troy King. His Jund Lingering Souls deck coming from basically nowhere and winning 2-0 against the Junk Tokens deck of Jonathan Wright. So I believe that's the final quarterfinal match we have. Why don't I step out there real briefly, or you can step out there briefly, whichever. I've been making you talk randomly for a while, so why don't you go figure out what's going out there.
Okay.
So we did. So we did have, like I said in the chat, or the chat's commenting about the number of people we have. We did have 43 people tonight. So for those of you who are just joining us for the top 8, one of the biggest FNMs, if not the biggest FNM we've ever had at the store. So we appreciate all the local players who've come down and done that, and we thank you all who are watching for checking us out. If you want to get in touch with us, as Joseph is out there sorting out what's going on with the top 4. If you want to help us out, we would greatly appreciate it by commenting, liking, subscribing, following, and just generally communicating with us on our various forms of social media. Subscribe on YouTube to check out all of our archives. Follow me on Twitter at ZachSellsMagic to get some funny little quips and some information about the stream, as well as giveaway announcements. Most importantly, check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/ZachSellsMagic or ZachSellsMagic.com. It will redirect you there. Like the page, comment, join in some of the discussions, post on there if you have any feedback. That's the best way for us to spread the word. And finally, if you're watching now on Twitch, obviously twitch.tv/ZachSellsMagic is where the stream is. If you could follow us, just click on that follow button right above the video screen on the left. You'll get an email notification anytime our stream goes live. It's a service I use for the streams I watch, and so it'd be nice if you guys did that as well. We would greatly appreciate if you could do that. Well, I've got a bunch of people here. There was one more thing I wanted to mention out, and I'm struggling to find it today for whatever reason. But we have had we mentioned this last week, and I want to try to bring it up. But there is a pretty cool situation going on over at AlteredPrits.com this week, where they are doing some charity auctions. And I want to make sure that if you're interested in pimping out your EDH deck or your cube or even your standard decks, definitely take advantage of this. AlteredPrints.com is the place to go. I know it doesn't say it on there, but I'll put a link in the chat. But anyway, so basically they do some pretty cool altars. They take actual Magic cards and do an interesting print process over the top of them to do the cool altars that you see. And for the next, for the weekend in association with Black Friday, they're raising money for these three deserving charities: Mael the Anima, Restoration Angel, and Child of Alara. Anytime those items sell on eBay, they are donating some of the money to those charities. So you can go to alteredprints.com for more information there, and check them out. Check their eBay store out. These cards are awesome. Jordan Pecchio, who commentated last week, uses them in his decks. They are gorgeous. You can go back last week, I think round 3, and see some of those. But check out their inventory. They also have 93 new altars up. If you want to go with other cards, not just the ones that are charity. But if you can support those charities, you're going to get some cool pieces of art as well. So definitely check them out if you feel so inclined. So what's the goings on out there?
The going on out there is all the matches are done for this round, and I guess we're just waiting for the next pairings. They never said if they decided to split or not. I couldn't get confirmation from anybody, but
well, I know Nick likes to split. I'm not. I will warn everyone now that there is a good chance there might be a split, but do not go away. We have not received confirmation of such. I would like to see another round time, to be honest with you. We've had some good Magic tonight, but we will have to wait and see. But again, we appreciate everyone who's watching. We got up to over 170 people there, breaking our own record during that round, so we definitely appreciate it. And while I've got a chance, I will put one more plug in for the store, Lost Legion Games and Comics, here in South Charleston, West Virginia, but also with locations in Beckley, Princeton, and Parkersburg, within reasonable driving distance of Pittsburgh, Columbus, Cincinnati, Lexington, Roanoke, and Blacksburg, specializing in not just Magic, but miniatures like Warhammer and War Machine, Yu-Gi-Oh, comics.
we got a split.
And we have a split. So, thanks to Lost Legion for always letting us do this, for providing prize support, for just generally being a great place to play Magic. As we come back to the studio cam, looks like we have a split. This is unfortunately one of the things that is very common here, is that when we get to the top 4, because of the hour, people like to split. I know a lot of bigger shops, they run much longer tournaments and they don't split, but it is what it is, or whatever. So, but anyway, yeah, we're getting a lot of talk in the chat about the Altered Prints stuff. If you check them out, they are on eBay, alteredprints.com. It's also facebook.com/alteredprints. It's pretty darn cool. If you're in any way interested in pimping out your various forms of EDH decks and legacy decks, or not legacy decks, standard cube, stuff like that. Have you seen the prints before? Did you check them out? They are pretty cool, and as I understand it, they are card tournament legal, so you can check with that. But like I said, the prices are really good. A lot of the last week Jordan showed he had an overgrown tomb that he won for $20, and it's a regular card, but it's foiled out. He bought it for $20. Like, the retail price on Star City for an overgrown tomb is almost $20. So it's a great deal, and especially this weekend, it helps a good cause. So check that out if you can. Check us out on our various forms of social media. Do you want to give a quick plug for your podcast?
Yeah, it's the Geekdom Podcast. Like I said, we're going to be part of 24 hours of podcasting through the Stitcher network this weekend for charity for hurricane relief. But you can find the podcast regularly at thegeekdomnetwork.wordpress.com. And if you go there this weekend, there will be a link to the Stitcher stream, so make sure to check that out.
Geekdom Network.
At geekdomnetwork.wordpress.com.
And there will, of course, be more information about that in the recap post that I make on Facebook after every week. So if you want any information on any of the things we've talked about tonight, I have a list of 9 things that we talked about. I will put those up on Facebook tomorrow probably, and then the YouTube videos will usually go up tomorrow or Sunday, so definitely check us out. Please, I can't reiterate enough, if you enjoyed what you saw tonight, if you have a good time watching the stream, we have a great time doing it for you. The best thing you can do for us is not send us money, not do anything else. It's just to spread the word. So check us out on Facebook, like the page, share it with your friend. If you've seen an interesting topic or something that we post on there, share it on your own timeline. It helps to spread the word. The bigger this gets, and who knows, something might come of it, and any benefits we get from that, we'll just pour right back into the stream. So if you like the stream, if you enjoy the giveaways, stuff like that, please help us please help support us in that way. Also, if you do feel so inclined, there is a way to financially donate to the stream. If you look at the chip-in widget at the bottom of the twitch.tv/ZachSellsMagic page, you can donate money there via PayPal if you feel so inclined. I will mention it. It's totally up to you, but we appreciate everyone who watched us tonight. Like I said, we got up to 170 people there at the end. People asking me to go play a game just to entertain them. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen because you don't want to see me play Magic. I haven't played Standard Deck in a long, long time. But we do appreciate everybody that watched tonight for this Thanksgiving-themed, not Thanksgiving-themed, but Thanksgiving weekend. Joseph, thanks for sitting in. Sorry your night didn't go better in terms of your play, but
that's okay.
It
I still
happens.
have fun.
Magic is, and that's all that matters. Magic is a game of variance. So remember, giveaways on Twitter. If you want to win your play set of rock, paper, scissors cards, follow me on Twitter at ZachSellsMagic and retweet the giveaway tweet I sent around too. And if you want to win a promo copy of Cathedral of War, go over to Facebook, facebook.com/ZachSellsMagic. Look for the post, like my page, and comment on that post, and you'll be entered in both of those drawings that we'll draw next week. If you like the giveaways, you want to see better giveaways, all I'm saying is maybe chip in a little bit, or send if you want to donate a card, if there's something you want to give away, why don't you send it to me? Contact me, we'll give it away. This is not a for-profit venture. This is simply recouping what we spent and then passing the rest of it on to you. So I've had a good time tonight. Excellent Magic tonight. Look for our highlight videos on Facebook. Look for our low-light video on Facebook. Just check us out. It will mean a lot to us, and we appreciate it. So, from Joseph Messer, from Garrett Meadows, in absentia, from everyone who played on the stream tonight, thanks for watching. Thanks for making a lot of noise. And we will catch you later.